let's go look at New England Steam Corporation, NESC. Now, a little bit of history to this, guys. And this is Richard, Rich, I hope I say your name correctly. It's, I don't know how to say it. Glueck, Glueck. I apologize if I got it wrong. No one ever gets my name wrong. But anyways, guys, we're talking about www.newenglandsteam.org. And they have a video we're going to watch. And watch the first few seconds. I had to play it back a couple of times because it's actually pretty close to downtown Waterville, Maine. My grandfather was a sheriff there. I used to climb 470, that Maine Central last passenger locomotive when I was a kid in the early 50s. And then what they did was they moved it more over to the shops, which is more by Front Street. And my uncle lived on one of the cross streets there on High Street and worked in the Maine Central shops his entire life. His name was Albert Nelson, and he worked there forever. And I was too young. I wish I weren't, or wish I wasn't, I guess, because I would have loved to have seen those shops back when I was a kid, but I was a little too young for how interested I was going to be in trains. So anyways, watch for that and watch what they're doing. And I'll tell you what, 470 is going to live again. They're moving right along with this. So let's go to that video. Let's play. And don't forget to watch at the beginning and you'll see a real quick shot of that railroad or the locomotive when it was on some track right in the center of Waterville. Go ahead, hit it.
Maine Central 470 was built in 1924 to haul high-speed passenger trains throughout the state of Maine. Assigned to the famous Bar Harbor Express, 470 spent 3 decades in service transporting vacationers to and from Maine's most scenic tourist attractions. With the arrival of diesel-electric locomotives in the late 1940s, the fate of steam locomotives was sealed. On June 13, 1954, 470 made the ceremonial final run of a steam locomotive on the Maine Central. The locomotive, once the pride of the Maine Central's fleet, was then placed on display in Waterville, Maine, where it became a deteriorating park fixture for over 6 decades. Despite its condition, it remained the largest surviving steam locomotive of the New England states and maritime Canada. The nonprofit New England Steam Corporation was formed in 2013 to purchase, relocate, and restore this iconic locomotive. A skilled group of volunteers undertook the challenge, fundraising to purchase 470 from the city of Waterville. Under the guidance of these volunteers, the locomotive was relocated to Washington Junction Yard in Hancock, Maine in 2016, where it has been placed under cover in a specifically built restoration building for the first time in over 60 years. A growing membership of over 200 individuals and families continues to support the locomotive's restoration, which progresses as funding becomes available. Weekly work sessions are held to repair and rebuild the engine. Dedicated volunteers clean, refinish, and lubricate substantial areas of 470's machinery under the guidance of qualified mechanics and machinists. All appliances, trucks, brakes, and electrical systems are completely torn down and critically inspected for safety. Those that do not meet the strict federal standards are slated for complete replacement. Many of the locomotive's parts have already been inspected and rebuilt, including the cross-compound pump, turbo generator, headlight and backup light, tender trucks, and tender frame. When parts are replaced entirely, every effort is made to preserve the historic fabric of the original. The replacement tender tank will reincorporate the original coal doors, handholds, ladders, and other fixtures. Historic continuity and skills are significant aspects of the restoration project. Hot riveting, the traditional method of joining metal, is being taught to volunteers and incorporated into the refinishing of the original cab and especially the new tender tank. Riveting will not only add to the structural integrity of the tender, but preserve a skill which would have been the standard method of assembly during the age of steam railroading. New England Steam has 3 major objectives in this restoration: preservation, education, and heritage tourism. Many of our most energetic volunteers are university and technical college students, and the organization hosts annual public and family education events. Once completed, 470 will be a unique tourism draw in the northeastern thumb of the United States. Not all work can be done by volunteers. Measuring boiler steel thickness and making boiler repairs will be performed under the guidance of contracted licensed professionals, all of which come with a price tag. Memberships and donations can significantly advance this portion of the restoration. If you look forward to the day when people can stand trackside to soak in the scents, sounds, and spirit of steam railroading in the pine woods of Maine, we urge you to join our organization. Visit www.newenglandsteam.org to become a part of that excitement.